The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net. Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information or scan the QR code below. Dosty's Towing on the Bangor Road in Benton isn't just a towing service. Dosty's Towing provides all manner of roadside assistance, including light to heavy duty towing, roadside mechanic service, and off-road recovery. Once you're towed, Dosty's can provide collision and engine repair. If your vehicle just needs maintenance, Dosty's also offers top-notch service, including brakes, tires, and any other major or minor engine repair. From 24-hour roadside assistance to vehicle repair, Dosty's has it all. Call 805-6372, 24 hours a day. No matter what you're craving, Dixon's has your fixins. On the Neck Road in Benton. Check out our Facebook page for our daily specials. Craving coffee or a sweet treat? Here's your chance. Simply scan the QR code below and sign up for your chance to win a $5 Dunkin' gift card. Hurry, don't miss out on this quick and easy way to treat yourself. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Ready to grow your business to an epic level? Place your business ad here on this live broadcast. Contact the staff at Epic View Studios for a custom marketing plan that will directly market your business to our local community. We have a variety of budget-friendly plans that will fit your needs. Email the staff at Epic View Studios today.
Building a new home or garage or expanding your current living space, the Home Planning Center specialists at Hammond Lumber Company are here to help. Bring them your ideas and explore Hammond's digital library of stock drawings for more inspiration. Hammond's drafting department will provide a customized floor plan. Once you approve the design, you'll receive detailed plans and a complete materials list. And when you buy all your materials from them, Hammond will refund all your design fees. To get started, bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Here we go. Here we go.
Try not to make it lame, Rob.
Oh my God!
Yeah! And that's that ski-doo feeling, mother.
Sledding's fun.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity, and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
When you're ready to remodel your kitchen, find all the materials and services you need at Hammond Lumber Company. Get inspired by the extensive in-store displays in Hammond's kitchen, bath, and flooring division. Hammond's designers will help you visualize your space before the work begins. And all design fees are refunded when you purchase your materials from them. And Hammond delivers from 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. When it's time for a new kitchen, it's time to bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
While most of you are enjoying your time in the sun, at Chase Toys in Unity, we're always thinking winter. If you've ever thought about getting a new Ski-Doo snowmobile, right now is the right time to grab a new sled. Visit ChaseToysInc.com today for the best selection. You can even order online to get that Ski-Doo feeling. And don't forget the Ski-Doo accessories too. Keeps you styling while it keeps you warm. Don't be a last-minute Lucy. Visit ChaseToysInc.com today and hit the trails with Ski-Doo and Chase Toys in Unity.
Reddington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access community hospital located in Skowhegan, Maine. Reddington Fairview provides quality, comprehensive healthcare services including adult, geriatric, pediatric primary care, women's health, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information or scan the QR code below. Dosty's Towing on the Bangor Road in Benton isn't just a towing service. Dosty's Towing provides all manner of roadside assistance, including light to heavy-duty towing, roadside mechanic service, and off-road recovery. Once you're towed, Dosty's can provide collision and engine repair. If your vehicle just needs maintenance, Dosty's also offers top-notch service, including brakes, tires, and any other major or minor engine repair. From 24-hour roadside assistance to vehicle repair, Dosty's has it all. Call 805-6372, 24 hours a day. No matter what you're craving, Dixon's has your fixins. On the Neck Road in Benton. Check out our Facebook page for our daily specials. Craving coffee or a sweet treat? Here's your chance. Simply scan the QR code below and sign up for your chance to win a $5 Dunkin' gift card. Hurry, don't miss out on this quick and easy way to treat yourself. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity, and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Ready to grow your business to an epic level? Place your business ad here on this live broadcast. Contact the staff at Epic View Studios for a custom marketing plan that will directly market your business to our local community. We have a variety of budget-friendly plans that will fit your needs. Email the staff at Epic View Studios today.
Building a new home or garage, or expanding your current living space, the Home Planning Center specialists at Hammond Lumber Company are here to help. Bring them your ideas and explore Hammond's digital library of stock drawings for more inspiration. Hammond's drafting department will provide a customized floor plan. Once you approve the design, you'll receive detailed plans and a complete materials list. And when you buy all your materials from them, Hammond will refund all your design fees. To get started, bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Here we go. Here we go.
make it lame, Rob.
Oh my God! Yeah! And that's that ski-doo feeling, mother.
Sledding's fun.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity, and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
When you're ready to remodel your kitchen, find all the materials and services you need at Hammond Lumber Company. Get inspired by the extensive in-store displays in Hammond's kitchen, bath, and flooring division. Hammond's designers will help you visualize your space before the work begins. And all design fees are refunded when you purchase your materials from them. And Hammond delivers from 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. When it's time for a new kitchen, it's time to bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
While most of you are enjoying your time in the sun, at Chase Toys in Unity, we're always thinking winter. If you've ever thought about getting a new Ski-Doo snowmobile, right now is the right time to grab a new sled. Visit ChaseToysInc.com today for the best selection. You can even order online to get that Ski-Doo feeling. And don't forget the Ski-Doo accessories too. Keeps you styling while it keeps you warm. Don't be a last-minute Lucy. Visit ChaseToysInc.com today and hit the trails with Ski-Doo and Chase Toys in Unity.
Reddington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access community hospital located in Skowhegan, Maine. Reddington Fairview provides quality, comprehensive healthcare services including adult, geriatric, pediatric primary care, women's health, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net.
Good evening, high school sports fans, and welcome to Epic View Sports Network's presentation of high school football today. We are at Pete Cooper Stadium at Keyes Field for tonight's Class B quarterfinal playoff game between the Lawrence Bulldogs and the Mount Blue Cougars. I'm here with Gage Johnson. Who's Gage Landry?
That's our softball player.
That's
Gage.
right. Sorry, Gage. We just won the championship the other night, so I had Gage Landry on my mind. Gage Johnson, Larry Workman. I'm Rick Dougal. L-Dub. Thoughts on this ball game? These two teams played each other earlier in the season. 35-7 win for the Bulldogs. Didn't start out that way though, did it?
No, a little misleading the score. Actually, Mount Blue really controlled that first quarter. They came out, they scored, they stopped Lawrence a couple times on their first two possessions, and then timeout by Coach Hersom. Talked to the troops, got their attitudes corrected, and switched up some things defensively. And they went on to score 21 points in that second quarter, and then led to a 35-7 win.
Tonight's game brought to you by Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity. Dirigo Veterinary Care, 14 Commons Drive in Waterville. Call 810-2255. Hammond Lumber Company, online at hammondlumber.com. Northeast Analytical, China Road in Winslow. Family First Funeral Homes, online at dsfuneral.com. ES Bulos, experienced electrical and telecommunications contractors. Visit esbulos.com. We are in the Chase Toys Incorporated broadcast booth. And L-Dub, what are the keys for victory for either team?
Well, we'll go to Mount Blue. I really thought they got away from their running game way too early. They did throw the ball 16 times. Gary Hawkins is their quarterback. He was 8 for 16, 111 yards, and 1 interception. But, they really can run the ball. I thought, they're really big up front. I thought they got away from their run game a little bit too early and really put everything on Hawkins. Like to see him be more balanced. And for Lawrence, it's basically they got their third quarterback in for the year. That's Evan. I'm drawing a blank.
I got you. It's
Evan Bowers. Sorry, Evan Bowers. I was looking at the other two. Third quarterback that has taking snaps under center for Lawrence. Their run game is so important. LeClaire, last time they played Mount Blue, he had 12 carries, 109, and 2 touchdowns. Keegan Littlefield and Jaden Hebert. Hebert, that was the game they started giving him the ball some, and really he's picked up as the season's gone on. Again, a three-headed monster. It seems like they always have 3 kids that can really carry the ball, and they're going to lean on those guys to run the ball tonight.
Tonight's game also brought to you by Aquarius Pools and Spas, Augusta Road in Winslow, Reddington, Fairview Hospital, Central Maine Motors Auto Group, Jobber, The Liberty, Attorneys at Law, Center Street in Waterville, Hannaford Supermarkets, Dosty's Tire Depot, College Ave in Waterville, and Dixon's Country Market in Benton. The other playoff game tonight in Class B going on across town, Messalonski hosting Skowhegan. That should be a really good game. Skowhegan came out of a big victory over Lawrence earlier this season. It hurt them as well because they had some injuries. One big one, the Mulcahy, the running back, didn't play in that first game, and it was a close game, but Messalonski was able to win. So I think Mulcahy makes a difference in that game, and it should be much tighter. And I wouldn't be surprised if Skowhegan won.
Yeah, that's a toss-up. It's going to come down to who takes care of the ball, less turnovers, and and when you do get the turnovers, if you could score, and that's a toss-up in Oakland tonight.
So Mount Blue won the toss. They deferred, and Lawrence will have the ball first back deep. LeClaire, along with Keegan Littlefield, Jaden Hebert, and Mansfield. Kicking off for Mount Blue is Cannon Smith. We're just getting ready to get underway in the quarterfinal matchup. It's loose on the ground. Oh, Lawrence almost lost it there. Looked like it was Mansfield that it was able to jump on it as it squirted away from the up man. But Bulldogs will take over first and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
Next man up for Lawrence for quarterbacks. This is, like we said, it's their third quarterback, and he really got off to a kind of a rocky start against Messalonski. His first pass was intercepted, but he did finish the game 3 for 8 and 2 touchdown passes.
And 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yes,
he had a heck of a ball game. They're going to come out of Bowers is going to be he almost fumbled it, handing it off to LeClaire as he came through. But LeClaire able to gather it. If anybody puts a hand in there, it's going to be a fumble. But LeClaire able to make a nice play, and he's going to be close to a first down. head referee, Jeff Mertzel. Been doing this for a long time. Our instant replays are brought to you by Dirigo Veterinary Care. Intimate caring and cutting-edge facilities for all your pet care needs. Dirigo Veterinary Care, 14 Commons Drive, Waterville, right next door to Starbucks, or online at dirigovet.com. Looks like they just got it.
Oh, get the credit card out.
It is a first down. Oh, and Mertzel gives it the big point.
You know, hasn't Mertzel been watching the NFL referees? He should be wearing this cutoff
That's right.
Shirt with
all
his
jacked
pipes.
up.
Yes.
Yep, exactly. 1st and 10 Bulldogs.
10-yard gain.
47-yard line. This time Bowers under center. Rolling to his right. And he throws it up there. It's picked off! Oh, a poor pass. Poor decision there by Bowers. And it's picked off by number 23. That's Dylan Gray. And almost took it to the house, L-Dub. But that's a big turnover, and Mount Blue will have it 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line of Lawrence.
Yeah, that's a teaching moment right there for a very inexperienced quarterback. Sometimes you just got to eat it and play on, next play up.
Right.
And he tried to make something happen when it wasn't there. Nice interception by Gray. And Mount Blue, first possession at the Lawrence 35.
Harkin's going to send Twins to the right. Takes the snap. Going to keep it himself. No place to go. Bulldogs there. So Dawson Moore was there. Also, a guy that's been coming on quite a bit for the defense, LW, number 9, Keontae Stevens. He had a nice game against Messalonsky, a couple tackles for loss. And, of course, Brady Richards, the big fellow, was there as well. He's having a heck of a season.
Yeah, Stevens just a sophomore. Rich is a junior. They got their senior leadership, but they got underclassmen sprinkled all over the place.
Cannon Smith goes wide to the left, and Cousineau in the slot to the left. They're going to hand it off to Gray, and he's going to fall forward for a slight gain again. Stevens there for the tackle.
That first play, Rick, I with RPO, I don't know if it was an RPO.
I thought it was a broken play.
Yeah, me too.
It looked like he turned around. He thought someone was going to be there, and there was nobody there. And then he tried to make something out of it, and 5-yard loss. So we're looking at 3rd and 13. You think 4-down territory?
I think so, yeah. Got to take advantage of that turnover, unless they get a sack.
Harkins rolls, looking, throws, caught. Breaking a tackle, still on his feet, 1st down and more. Oh, what a spin move. Cannon Smith. Here's the instant replay. Watch this spin right here. Whee! And he goes down, gets another 5 yards. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. A big, long 3rd down conversion for the Cougars.
There's a penalty.
Uh-oh. Wow. Oh, that hurts. So it's still 3rd down, right? But now it's 3rd and 19, I should say. Yeah. Wow. Boy, wiped out off the board. That was a potential precision play of the game.
It was right in the area where he caught the ball, made a move, and then, we didn't get the number that actually was blocked in the back.
I didn't even see the flag.
Yeah.
So big 3rd down and long here for the Cougars. Ball at the 44-yard line of Lawrence. Harkins barks out the signals. Back to throw. Looking. Throws towards the sideline and incomplete. Keenan McLean was there and did a good job of keeping was pulling his whole body back to show the official. There was no interference there, no interference.
Yeah, they get a punt now.
Carter Meter will be the punter. Back deep is Keegan Littlefield. A high kick. And Littlefield going to take it at the 10. Looking for a block. Littlefield cuts inside. and he's going to be smothered at the 23-yard line. Good return the ball. If it gets over his head, it probably, gets downed inside the 10. Good job by Littlefield to get them better field position, LW.
Yeah, a big turnover over by Mount Blue, and really you got to capitalize on that, especially when you're the underdog.
Right.
And they had a mixed-up play on the first play and a big penalty that really brought the ball back to the 44, and they had to punt on their first possession.
1st and 10 Bulldogs at their own 23-yard line. No score. 9:19 to go. First quarter. They give it right up the middle, and it's fumbled. Stripped away. What a play, Larry, by Carter Meter. He stripped it out of the hands of Jaden Hebert. And again, Mount Blue with another turnover deep in Lawrence territory. Boy, I'll tell you right now, you don't win many games when you have multiple turnovers, LW.
Yeah, you just asked Gray New Gloucester last week. 4 turnovers in that first quarter, and Mount Blue's really got to capitalize this time. This is their second possession in Lawrence territory. They got to come up with some points.
They send Smith far to the right. Hand it off up the middle. Gray, nothing there. Flag comes flying in from the referee. That's usually holding. Looked like there might have been a face mask there too, but nope, it's holding. Boy, Mount Blue just shooting themselves in the foot. In the foot. It's going to be 1st and 20 here.
Yeah.
I don't know why they wouldn't go back to that short passing game, Larry. Look, Cannon Smith ran a nice drag route across the middle, and he was wide open. They send 2 receivers to the left, 1 receiver to the right. Whistle on the sideline here. Okay. We're ready to go. Hawkins barks out the signals. Hawkins going to keep it himself, looking for a block. Turns the corner, cuts it inside. Oh, he's just swallowed up by the big fella, Brady Richards. That's one of those hits, Larry. It's not like it wasn't, like a hammer hit, but he just swallowed him up like a big lion eating a little antelope. It's awesome.
Yeah, you did a nice job, following the play and just really, like you said, swallowing him up, and really no gain. Sets up a 2nd and 20.
I love how Coach Hersa moves him around the line. You just don't know where he is, Hawkins barks out the signals. He's going to give it to Gray. Gray gets outside. Oh, but Richards gets off his block and drags him down from behind. Boy, it looked like Gray was going to have some room to roam there when he turned the corner, but Richards able to grab him and throw him down. 3rd down and 19, 7:56 to go. Lawrence has only run 3 plays in this first quarter.
And 2 of them been turnovers.
2 of them were turnovers. Mount Blue looks like, they don't make a play here. I'd say he might be in, if they get 4 or 5 yards, you're definitely going to go for it. Hawkins is going to throw. Throws it deep. Looking for a man to make a play. It was looking for Cannon Smith. And step for step was Keegan Littlefield. Nice job by Littlefield. And it's going to bring up 4th down. And Larry, they're going to punt again. Boy, you got to take it. That's 2 big turnovers that they haven't been able to take advantage of.
Yeah, it's been inside. It's been inside the 35 both times. Once at the 35, once at the 34.
Carter Meter will punt. Littlefield back deep. Meter, more of a line drive this time. Takes a hop. Scooped up by Littlefield. Littlefield cuts it outside. Littlefield has some room. Oh, what a play from behind. Is that number 57? Josiah Mitchell Gross looked like he had Littlefield was going to get around the corner, and he was off to the races.
Yeah, I believe that was a touchdown saving grab from the jersey. Well, 3rd possession for Lawrence in this first quarter. We've only played less than 5 minutes. Both teams have had 2 possessions, 2 punts for Mount Blue and 2 turnovers for Lawrence.
Bowers under center. Going to give it to Littlefield. Littlefield looks for a block. He lost it again. Wow. Boy, Coach Hersum's got to be losing it on the sideline.
I don't think they fumbled this many times all season.
I know. It's crazy.
And Mount Blue, you got to give credit for them. They're trying to tackle. They're swarming to the ball. They're trying to punch the ball out, and it's working so far.
It looked like Littlefield's trying to change hands, when the Mount Blue player got his hand in there and knocked it away. And, thankfully for the Bulldogs, he was able to pounce on it. 2nd down and 12. They're going to give it right up the middle. Not much there for Hebert. Making the tackle, number 60, Joe Hayden, the senior from Mount Blue. 3rd and 10 here for the Bulldogs. Ball at the 33-yard line of Lawrence. We're just underway in the first quarter. It's 0-0, 3rd possession for the Bulldogs.
We'll see how conservative Coach Hersum and Ken Lindelof is.
Bowers starts out in the shotgun, and now he goes under center. Takes the snap, rolling to his right. Rolling, he's going to keep it himself, and he's going to have a 1st down before he's dragged down out of bounds. Nice job by Bowers. Good job of reading that play. Smith finally made the tackle, but not before he gets out to the 49-yard line. 16-yard gain.
Yeah, big first down of the game. Well, 2nd actually. But big play there on 3rd and 10, and Bowers gets the 1st down.
You saw the Dirigo Vet Care instant replay. 1st and 10, Bulldogs. Bowers under center. They're going to give it to Hebert. Hebert gets to the 2nd level and still churning the legs. He's going to finally be taken down at the 45 of Mount Blue.
He had both hands on the ball that time.
Yeah.
I think they probably had a talk with all the backs there.
I was talking to a grandfather out in the parking lot there about his grandson is Wyatt Graves, and he was talking about how the Bulldogs have improved throughout the season. Here's a handoff to LeClaire. LeClaire has a seam. LeClaire is going to be dragged down at about the 35-yard line. Another Bulldog 1st down. And I said, that's a staple of a John Hersum team, right? They seem to
just get better
to
and
start
better.
out, at the beginning of the season, there's some growing pains and stuff, but by the end of the season, they're usually in top form.
Yeah, and this year it hasn't been easy. Like we said, Evan Bowers is their 3rd quarterback
Right.
that they've used, and usually you don't have much success if you're down to your 3rd quarterback. But it's the system too.
1st and 10, Bulldogs inside the 35-yard line. They're going to give it to Hebert right up the middle. Hebert has a seam. Hebert to the next level, and is going to get dragged down at about the 15-yard line. Boy, I think Hebert, because of that fumble, was very tentative as he got through the hole. He still had 2 hands on the ball, where, I think if he might have busted it outside, he might have got to the end zone. But another big gain for the Bulldogs, starting to assert themselves on the offensive line, and it's 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line of Mount Blue.
7th play of the drive right here.
Bowers going to give it to Littlefield. Littlefield has a block. Littlefield still on his feet. Littlefield to the end zone. Touchdown. Keegan Littlefield, not to be denied, gets in for the 1st score, and it's 6-0 Bulldogs. Here's the Dirigo Vet Care instant replay. Look at that hole. Jeez. Even my fat behind would have been able to get in the end zone on that one. What are you laughing at, Roy? On to attempt the extra point. Here's McLaughlin. Good snap. Good hold. Kick is good. Drive summary brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company with 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire and online at hammondlumber.com.
That was a 7-play, 68-yard drive, and it was capped off by a 15-yard touchdown run by Keegan Littlefield. The extra point was good, and with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in the first quarter, Lawrence leads 7-0.
Out-of-town scoreboard, Skowhegan has scored first. They lead Messalonski 6-0 in the first quarter.
There'll be many scores over in Oakland, I believe, tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Could be
Reddington Fairview General Hospital is a local independent critical access hospital providing quality comprehensive healthcare services located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan. Learn more at rfgh.net. What were you going to say, L-Dub?
No, I was just, it could be the last team that has the ball over there might be able to pull it out. But, Mount Blue is going to look back if things don't go their way. I know it's only the first quarter, but 2 possessions inside the 35 of Lawrence, and they come away empty. That's
They lost yardage. They never even got a first down.
Yeah, no, they haven't. But, just takes one big play to get back in this.
Back deep for Mount Blue is Dylan Gray. High end-over-end kick. Yeah, it's going to come down to Galkowski. Galkowski has a seam. Galkowski has one man to beat. He gets by the kicker. Galkowski down the sideline. And another great situation for Mount Blue as they return the kick all the way inside Lawrence territory. Here's the Dirigo Vet Care instant replay. They'll have it 1st and 10 again, Larry, inside the 35. How many possessions can you have inside the 35 before you finally punch one in?
Great return.
Where'd he catch that? The 15?
He caught that at the 15. That's a 52-yard return.
Nice job.
It's set up at the Lawrence 33. They started at the 35, the 34, and now at the 33 of Lawrence.
They keep creeping in.
Keep knocking on that door.
2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right for Harkins. Takes the snap. Jet sweep. Nothing there. Dawson Moore was the first one there. Loss of 2. I think the only play they've gained yardage on so far, Larry, is the pass play that came back on a block in the back.
Yeah, they've had a couple 1-yard, 2-yard gains. Nothing, they've only run, 6 offensive plays, 7 now.
Lawrence defense has come to play today.
They're really firing off the ball. See if he can change up the snap sequence to, so they're not, basically.
Going to fake it. Harkins back to pass. Under pressure. Oh, it's blocked. Nice play by Provost, who got in there and got a hand on it. Actually got his hand on the arm. Here's the instant replay. Provost gets off a block and gets his big paw up there and knocks it down. It's 3rd and 12. I'd say it's got to be 4 down territory here, Larry, unless they have a sack or lose some yardage, but 2:47 to go in the first quarter. Lawrence leads 7-0. Class B North quarterfinal. Harkins takes the snap. Back to throw. Looking deep. And it's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Cannon Smith. Leighton Bradford was right there. Step for step. Oh, the Lawrence secondary is really playing well tonight, L-Dub.
Yeah, 4 passes so far by Harkins, 4 incompletes, and really tight coverage.
Yeah, I would say they haven't really gotten behind them at all, And it looks like they're going to punt again. Try to pin Lawrence back deep. And it's going to go out of bounds. Oh, no, it takes a bounce and comes back. Takes a Lawrence bounce. And they're going to have it at the 21-yard line, 1st and 10. Another golden opportunity is not cashed in by the Cougars, L-Dub.
Yeah, they're struggling right now on the offensive side. Hopefully, they really wanted to pin them back, maybe inside the 10, but it took a bad bounce, and Lawrence has their 4th possession of this first quarter at the 21. Sometimes you don't even get 4 possessions in a half.
Yeah, I know it. especially this offense that likes to pound the rock, right? Out of the shotgun, Bowers, and then he shifts back under center. Double handoff to Littlefield. Littlefield has a seam. Littlefield going through, still on his feet as he is dragged down from behind by, that was Cannon Smith, and he's down. But Littlefield just picked up steam as he went over the 40. Here's the Dirigo Vecchio instant replay and finally dragged down from behind, but not before he is taken down at the 42-yard line. It's on a 37-yard run.
Yeah, unfortunately, Littlefield fell on the defender's face mask. So.
Transform your backyard into the ultimate oasis with Aquarius Pools and Spas. From custom pools to relaxing hot tubs, they deliver quality, comfort, and style built to last. Let Aquarius Pools and Spas help you create memories that will last a lifetime. Call 872-5827. A car accident can change your life in an instant. One moment you're driving, and the next you're injured, dealing with medical bills, missed work, and pain that robs from your quality of life. If an injury has been forced into your life, contact the law firm of Jobber Liberty for a free case evaluation. Protect yourself. Protect your future. Call 707-1359. What other games we have? We talked about the Mesalonsky game. Anything else going on around L-Dub?
Well, you got, Class B South Cheverus at Marshwood. That's going to be a dandy. Gorham at Falmouth. Falmouth, the defending B state champ. York at Foxcroft. Old Town at McDormick. And then I'll get to D later.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, and flag comes out. I think they're going to get legal motion on Lawrence.
Cannon Smith did get up and walk off. That's a good sign.
Yeah, that Foxcroft game, that's a Foxcroft not used to a prelim
game, yes.
You know? Usually in the championship game.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. York and Foxcroft there. Class D, you got Freeport at Oak Hill, Morse at Poland. MCI is traveling to Madison. Maranacook at Mananocook.
Speaking of Class D, this Mount Blue team lost to Winthrop, didn't they?
Yeah, Winthrop, one of the best teams in D. They did beat Mount Blue 13-7. They're undefeated.
They give it to Littlefield again. Littlefield skips through one man, and he's finally dragged down by number 72, Daniel Welch. But not before he picks up about 11 yards. Going to be 2nd down and 4 for the Bulldogs.
Littlefield already 61 yards in this first quarter.
1:20 to go in a moving clock. First quarter, Lawrence leading 7-0. They turned it over on their first 2 possessions and then scored on their third, and now trying to score on their fourth. They give it to LeClaire. LeClaire is going to be hit just over the line of scrimmage. Gray was there for Mount Blue. Looks like he's just short of the first down. Going to be 3rd down and 1. Oh, it is a first down.
First down for Lawrence. 1st and 10, just inside the Mount Blue 31-yard line.
It's like maybe 1 or 2 plays left here in this quarter. Bulldogs trying to take their 2nd straight possession in for a touchdown. If you're just joining us, Mount Blue has had some incredible opportunities here in this first quarter, has not been able to capitalize. They're going to give it to Hebert right up the gut, and Hebert rumbles down inside the 25 to about the 24. 16 seconds to go in the quarter.
148 rushing yards in this first quarter by Lawrence.
And they turned it over twice. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. 7-0 Bulldogs. Back after this.
Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information, or scan the QR code below. Dosty's Towing on the Bangor Road in Benton isn't just a towing service. Dosty's Towing provides all manner of roadside assistance, including light to heavy-duty towing, roadside mechanic service, and off-road recovery. Once you're towed, Dosty's can provide collision and engine repair. If your vehicle just needs maintenance, Dosty's also offers top-notch service, including brakes, tires, and any other major or minor engine repair. From 24-hour roadside assistance to vehicle repair, Dosty's has it all. Call 805-6372, 24 hours a day.
Welcome back to Kai's Field at Pete Cooper Stadium. Rick Dougal, Larry Workman, Gage Johnson. First quarter, second quarter just getting ready to start. Bulldogs lead at 7-0. They're going to give it on the counter back to Littlefield, and nice job shutting that down. This time, Cousineau was there. L-Dub, first quarter stats.
Okay, for Mount Blue, they had 2 yards rushing, no yards passing, total of 2. 5 carries, 2 yards, and that one big pass play that they did get was brought back by a penalty. That really hurt them. For Lawrence, 13 carries for 148 yards in that first quarter. They did not have any passing yards. They did attempt one. It was intercepted. 148-2 in the first quarter.
Whistle blows.
Penalty flags. Offsides on Lawrence.
Boy, that's
I'll push it back 5.
2 penalties here in the first half, not Lawrence-esque. By the way, another out-of-town scoreboard update, 7-0 Falmouth. Mark Landry, our boys down there watching the game. He's watching us on the phone, and he's watching. That's dedication.
That's
right
it.
there.
That's a fan.
That's right. So the moving back 5 yards, definitely in 4-down territory here, but it's 3rd and about 7. Double handoff. Big hole. Nice stiff arm. LeClaire spins away from one tackle, and he's going to be just short of the first down, looks like.
Nice job by Carter Meter, taking him down just short of the first down. Sets up a 4th and 1.
Big play for Mount Blue's defense. They really can't afford to go down 2 scores here, especially the way they're not able to capitalize on the opportunities that they've had. Just a review, if you're just joining us, Mount Blue was the recipient of 2 Lawrence turnovers in the first quarter, where they had the ball inside the 35-yard line, and then they had a kickoff return back to the 33-yard line. They couldn't capitalize on any of those opportunities. They handed off right up the middle, and Littlefield just barely squeaks through, and he's going to definitely have a first down, as they're going to stop his forward progress at the 18-yard line of Mount Blue. Well, it looked like Mount Blue had that one stuffed, L-Dub, but Keegan Littlefield able to just squirt through and find a little bit of room.
Yeah, Falmouth, as you said, they're leading 7-0, and they were the defending state champion Class B, but they were in the North last year. They switched over to the South, and they're having some success.
1st and 10, Bulldogs. Bowers going to give it to the first man through Hebert, and Hebert rumbles down inside the 10, close to a first down for the Bulldogs. It will be 1st and goal for the Bulldogs at the 6-yard line of Mount Blue. Well, they seem to be having their way with the Mount Blue defense, and
timeout by
head
Mount
coach
Blue.
Craig Collins wants to take a timeout.
That's their first of the first half.
Who doesn't love saving money at Dosty's Tire Depot in Waterville? They're all about keeping more green in your wallet. They carry tires for cars, trucks, and commercial vehicles at prices you'll love. Visit them today at 218 College Avenue or call 806-5003. That's 806-5003. Dosty's Tire Depot, with a savings. Roll on. In Dixon's Country Market, no matter what you're craving, Dixon's has your fixins. Located on the Neck Road in Benton. Check out their Facebook page for daily specials. To order ahead, call 453-9547. L-Dub, you think the Jays are going to close out the Dodgers tonight?
It's over.
Oh,
it's over tonight.
OVA.
That's
over.
it.
Oh, were you the one that sent that Facebook thing with the day after the Red Sox closed out the Yankees in 04, the Sports Center?
Yes,
Oh,
I did.
that was awesome.
That was
I watched that like 3 times.
memories.
1st and 10, Bulldogs trying to punch one in here. Littlefield is going to walk into the end zone for another Bulldog touchdown. Great blocking up front from the Hogs. Here's the Dirigo VetCare instant replay. Look at this hole right here. Number 68 for Lawrence. Is that James Booten? Is he back to number 68? Because he was number 70. But great block. McLaughlin on to attempt the extra point. 1 for 1 on the day. And missed it. Wide right. Oh, wide right. Just like the Buffalo Bills. Drive summary brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company with 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire and online at hammondlumber.com.
That was a 9-play, 79-yard drive, and it was capped off by his second touchdown of this first half. Keegan Littlefield, a 6-yard touchdown run. The extra point was no good, and with 9 minutes and 47 seconds left before halftime, Lawrence leads 13-0.
You know, my favorite call in that Sports Center thing you sent was when Big Poppy hit the 2-run homer in the first inning. And I can't remember the guy's name, but he said, "Say hello to my little friend." ESPN used to be great back in the day. Now it's unwatchable. 13-0 Bulldogs. Mount Blue yet to mount. Oh, see what I did there? Mount any kind of an attack. High end over end kick is going to come down to Gray. Gray right up the seam, and he doesn't even get touched until he gets over the 35-yard line. The ball comes out, but the white hat, Jeff Mertzel, comes in and says, nope, he was down.
No.
I was surprised he didn't do like in basketball. And he goes, yeah, likes to look at his bicep.
No one could see you.
I know.
We love it when Jeff's on the basketball court.
Yeah, he's
a perfectionist.
One of the best. Good to see Cannon Smith back out there for Mount Blue. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Harkins barks out the signals. Low snap, scoops it up, has a hole, scoots through, and it's going to pick up a nice gain of about 7. 2nd down and 3. Ball near midfield. Mount Blue's had great field position this whole game, obviously with the 2 turnovers and then the kickoff return.
Yeah, that 52-yard kickoff return set them up at the 33 of Lawrence. Nice, again, a kind of a broken play there, and Hawkins picked the ball up, ran up straight up the middle for 7. 2nd and 3. They like to pick up their first down of the first half.
Hawkins, twins to the right. Going to give it right up the middle, and Stevens right there for Lawrence. Also there, nice to see Jackson Boyle back in there, L-Dub. He was out for a couple of weeks with an injury, but he had a really fast recovery from a high ankle sprain. I was talking to his mother last week because you remember she lost her pocketbook, or someone stole it. I'm not sure what happened, but I was able to get it to her, and I was talking to her about Jackson, and she said the doctor said it was one of the fastest recoveries I've ever seen.
Must be nice to be young.
I know. I'd still be on the couch right now. Harkins going to give it to Gray. Gray looks for a block, gets through. Gray, 1st down and more. Nice run by Dylan Gray, able to get a 1st down and more into Lawrence territory. This is the best looking drive so far for the Cougars.
Biggest play of the game right there for Mount Blue, 11-yard run and 1st down at the Lawrence 42.
This would be huge if they could answer right here and make this get back in this ball game. They send twins to the right. Gray, the lone setback behind Harkins. Harkins fakes it, rolls to his right, looks downfield, throws it deep, has a man open. Oh, tipped away. What a play by Leighton Bradford. Bradford closed on the ball. He threw it up a little high. Watch this play by Bradford and the closing speed on the ball. Looks like he's beat, but he gets back there and tips it away. Nice play by Leighton Bradford.
You know, he's got had a broken bone.
Yeah, he's
in
still
his
got the
hand.
cast on.
Still has the cast on. His dad thought it was going to be. He was trying to get it off today or yesterday, but it's probably going to be early part of next week. But great job with his left hand going and knocking the ball away.
Gonna keep it himself and nothing there. Poor Harkins. Yeah, if you'd have had to get that big club up there, he probably doesn't get it up there, Larry, right? 3rd down and 10. Provost with the tackle. Provost has really had a nice season this year. You know, for a sophomore, you know, he's gotten bigger and stronger. And, you know, with him and Richards on that defensive line, that's a formidable
for the next
duo. Yeah, for the next, at least next year.
Next year, yeah.
Richards is a junior. Yep, so they move. You see how they move Richards over to the strong side. Harkins barks out the signals. Fake. Throws. Has a man wide open. Caught. 1st down. Galkowski wide open coming out of the backfield. 1st and 10, Mount Blue. Just inside the 30-yard line at the 28. 6:52 to go on a moving clock. 2nd quarter, Bulldogs have scored 13 unanswered to lead at 13-0.
Nice job by Hawkins. He took what the defense gave him, and it ended up being a 14-yard completion, his first of the game.
They're going to give it to Gray this time. Nothing there. Nice job by Hebert of turning it inside, and then Dawson Moore cleaned it up. Loss of 2, 2nd down and 12 for Mount Blue. Now, Larry, I don't know if this means anything, but this is the part of the field where they've struggled quite a bit, right? We'll see if it happens again. They sent 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Cousineau in the slot to the right. Harkins barks out the signals. He's going to fake it, take it himself, trying to get a block. Nothing there. Guess who? The big fella.
Mr. Richards.
Coming down the line and introducing himself to Mr. Harkins again.
3rd and 14.
He's been on him like a cheap suit.
3rd and 14. Really, you like to get a completion, get a, down in distance a little bit closer for 4th down.
Yeah, no doubt. This drive was a very good drive until it got here inside the 35-yard line. Harkins barks out the signals. Low snap. Throws it out in the flat. Has Gray. Gray. Oh, Gray put a hurt on Mr. Bradford, but he's able to hang on to him and put him down. But Gray delivered the pain on that one.
Nice play by Mount Blue. A little swing pass out in the flat to Gray and picked up 10 yards. So it's 4th down and 4.
He was 8 yards downfield before anybody even got near him. So it was a great play. Big play here for Mount Blue, obviously. Trailing 13-0, 4:41 to go on a moving clock in the first half. If they get in this end of the field, this deep into Lawrence territory and come up with nothing again, that's got to be going to be tough. 2 receivers go to the right, 1 to the left for Harkins. Oh, that's a offsides, and it's not going to matter as he runs right into Brady Richards, but Gray started to move before the snap, and it's a 5-yard penalty. Can you not accept it, Larry? Yeah. So again, Mount Blue, a nice drive, gets deep into Lawrence territory, and the Bulldogs defense bends but will not break. Where did they start that drive? Was it back at the 30?
Mount Blue 40.
Oh, okay.
So obviously they picked up close to 40 yards on that drive, but not sure about that play call on 4th down.
Yeah, no, me neither. Quarterback draw. I mean, right into the line of scrimmage, right at Brady Richards. They're going to hand it off to Littlefield. Nice job by Cousineau to come down the line and make the tackle. Pickup of 3. 2nd and 7 for the Bulldogs. Mount Blue will get the ball first in the second half. Lawrence would love to have a drive here that runs the rest of the clock out here in the first half. Leading 13-0.
5th possession for Lawrence of this first half. First 2 was turnovers, the last 2 touchdowns.
They hand it off. Leclerc gets a block. Leclerc cuts it outside. Leclerc down the sideline, turning it up. Leclerc at the 30. Stops and going to get tackled by Smith, but not before he gets all the way down to the 23-yard line. Here's the Dirigo Vec here. Instant replay. Smith had the great closing speed to be able to get there. And I think, I don't know if Keegan Littlefield didn't know he was, he could have turned around and blocked Smith.
Yeah.
And Leclerc would have walked into the end zone, but I don't think he knew he was there.
Great job by Smith by not giving up, and he actually chased Leclerc down and tackled him. 52-yard run by Leclerc.
They're going to have to, Keegan Littlefield's going to have to come out.
Must have blood on his arm.
Yeah. But 1st and 10 Bulldogs with 2:58 to go in the first half, leading 13-0, trying to punch another one in at the Mount Blue 23-yard line. They give it to Hebert, nothing there. He falls down. Number 79, Sam Ratcliffe there to make the tackle.
Garrett Leclerc, 114 yards away from 1,000 yards for the season. This first half, with that 52-yard run, he has 84. So he's 32 yards away from that 1,000 mark. The long list.
Oh, yeah. Great Lawrence.
We got to get that. We got to get the list of running backs, 1,000-yard seasons.
Yeah.
Must be 1 or 2 of them on there, right?
I would say. Bowers is rolling out, going to keep it himself. Bowers spins away from one tackle, but can't get away from Joe Hayden as he's able to make the tackle. Going to be a 3rd down and 9 for the Bulldogs. Clock continues to move, 1:53 to go. Littlefield back in the game. Bulldogs definitely in 4-down territory here. Littlefield in the slot to the right. Bowers under center. Double handoff. They give it to Littlefield. Littlefield, nice job of defending that. Cousineau was there. Also, number 80, Joey Ratcliffe, there and Coach Hersom going to take a timeout here on 4th and 6 coming up for the Bulldogs. You ready to win a Dunkin' gift card? Watch this live broadcast for your chance to score. Just scan the Dunkin' QR code and enter. It's that easy. (14-7) Skowhegan leading Messalonski.
Be interesting to see what they come up with a play here. Will they roll out Bowers and run pass option there, or will they just draw back and throw the ball?
Yeah. The caring professionals at Veyu Reddington, Laurie Brothers in Waterville, and Wheeler Funeral Home in Oakland are here for you. Their team will help you and your family celebrate the lives of loved ones with dignity, respect, and compassion. Since Laurie Brothers combined with Veyu Reddington, there have been many upgrades made to the spacious Waterville facility to serve families' needs through this always difficult time. Bowers under center, 4th and 7 for the Bulldogs. They give it to Littlefield. Littlefield has a block. Littlefield, 1st down and more. Littlefield cuts back in, trying to get in the end zone, but he's going to be stopped at about the 2-3 yard line. And here's the Dirigo Vec here, instant replay, and they just caved in the right side, the left side of the Mount Blue defense. And Lawrence, 1st and 10 at the 3. Clock just dips under a minute to go here.
Yeah, Lawrence's left side did a great job sealing. Mount Blue and Littlefield had all kinds of room.
They give it right up the middle. Littlefield walks in to the end zone untouched for another Bulldog touchdown. Is that his second or third?
Third.
He's got all three of them.
Yes, he does.
Look at this hole. Jeez. Great blocking up front by the Bulldogs. The offensive line has been on point tonight. McLaughlin is 1 of 2 on extra points. Just push the last one to the right. This one is going to be good. Drive summary brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company with 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire and online at hammondlumber.com.
That was a seven-play, 78-yard drive, and it was capped off by a 3-yard touchdown run by Keegan Littlefield, his third of the first half. The kick was good, and with 48 seconds left to go before halftime, Lawrence leads 20-0.
So this will probably be our last Lawrence game of the year, but we're looking at possibly going over to Winslow next Saturday to bring you a semifinal matchup. Winslow will play the winner of who, Larry?
Madison and Miranda Cook.
Ooh, boy, that should be a good one. $20-0 Bulldogs. About 48 seconds to go. There's a little squib kick. It's going to be taken by Galkowski. Galkowski, another nice return. Finally tackled from behind. Boy, Lawrence is going to have to shore up their kick coverage. Making the tackle from behind was Miles Provost. Showed some speed catching up to Galkowski. How far a return was that? Another, 40-yard or so return? We've got over 100 return yards here, does Galkowski. Not that it's helped Mount Blue at all, because once they get inside the 30-yard line, it's Katie bar the door. They got twins to the right and left. Gray, the lone setback behind Harkins. Meter comes in motion. Harkins going to keep it himself, and nothing there. Bulldogs up to the task. Stevens was there. And number 50, Braden Mullen, also there for the Bulldogs. Again, a loss of 3. I don't know about that play call, L-Dub.
Boy, they got a urgency. They got to throw the ball.
Harkins, quick throw on the sideline. And Smith makes the catch, but it's inbounds. Mount Blue does take a timeout here with 8 seconds to go. Well, you got to question those play calls, Larry. Especially the first one. I mean, who do you think you're fooling there with a quarterback draw? I mean, you got a chance with 40-something seconds left to maybe get a couple of balls downfield and maybe sneak one into the end zone. Plus, you get the ball first to start the second half. But questionable play calls there for sure. Epic View Sports Network has sponsorship space available for this broadcast. If you're looking to attract more customers, hire employees, or create awareness for your business, we can help. There are thousands of viewers just like you who watch sports here on Epic View Studios, Epic View Sports Network. Get your ad on TV. Call Brian at 207-631-8870 or email info@epicviewstudios.com. Maybe 2 plays here, depending on where the ball is thrown. Harkins takes a snap. Back to throw. Under pressure. Down he goes! Garcia was the first man there, and then Provost and Richards, they had a party at the quarterback to end the first half. 20-0 Bulldogs. Back after this.
No matter what you're craving, Dixon's has your fixins on the Neck Road in Benton. Check out our Facebook page for our daily specials. Craving coffee or a sweet treat? Here's your chance. Simply scan the QR code below and sign up for your chance to win a $5 Dunkin' gift card. Hurry, don't miss out on this quick and easy way to treat yourself. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Ready to grow your business to an epic level? Place your business ad here on this live broadcast. Contact the staff at Epic View Studios for a custom marketing plan that will directly market your business to our local community. We have a variety of budget-friendly plans that will fit your needs. Email the staff at Epic View Studios today.
Building a new home or garage or expanding your current living space, the Home Planning Center specialists at Hammond Lumber Company are here to help. Bring them your ideas and explore Hammond's digital library of stock drawings for more inspiration. Hammond's drafting department will provide a customized floor plan. Once you approve the design, you'll receive detailed plans and a complete materials list. And when you buy all your materials from them, Hammond will refund all your design fees. To get started, bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Here we go. Here we go.
Try not to make it lame, Rob.
Oh my god! Yeah! And that's that ski-doo feeling, mother.
Sledding's fun.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
When you're ready to remodel your kitchen, find all the materials and services you need at Hammond Lumber Company. Get inspired by the extensive in-store displays in Hammond's kitchen, bath, and flooring division. Hammond's designers will help you visualize your space before the work begins. And all design fees are refunded when you purchase your materials from them. And Hammond delivers from 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. When it's time for a new kitchen, it's time to bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
While most of you are enjoying your time in the sun, at Chase Toys in Unity, we're always thinking winter. If you've ever thought about getting a new Ski-Doo snowmobile, right now is the right time to grab a new sled. Visit ChaseToysInc.com today for the best selection. You can even order online to get that Ski-Doo feeling. And don't forget the Ski-Doo accessories too. Keeps you styling while it keeps you warm. Don't be a last-minute Lucy. Visit ChaseToysInc.com today and hit the trails with Ski-Doo and Chase Toys in Unity.
Reddington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access community hospital located in Skowhegan, Maine. Reddington Fairview provides quality, comprehensive healthcare services including adult, geriatric, pediatric primary care, women's health, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net. Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information or scan the QR code below. Dosty's Towing on the Bangor Road in Benton isn't just a towing service. Dosty's Towing provides all manner of roadside assistance, including light to heavy duty towing, roadside mechanic service, and off-road recovery. Once you're towed, Dosty's can provide collision and engine repair. If your vehicle just needs maintenance, Dosty's also offers top-notch service, including brakes, tires, and any other major or minor engine repair. From 24-hour roadside assistance to vehicle repair, Dosty's has it all. Call 805-6372, 24 hours a day. No matter what you're craving, Dixon's has your fixins. On the Neck Road in Benton. Check out our Facebook page for our daily specials. Craving coffee or a sweet treat? Here's your chance. Simply scan the QR code below and sign up for your chance to win a $5 Dunkin' gift card. Hurry, don't miss out on this quick and easy way to treat yourself. Central Maine Motors Auto Group, Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207 358 4606 or visit cmautogroup.com.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity, and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Ready to grow your business to an epic level? Place your business ad here on this live broadcast. Contact the staff at Epic View Studios for a custom marketing plan that will directly market your business to our local community. We have a variety of budget-friendly plans that will fit your needs. Email the staff at Epic View Studios today.
Welcome back to Pete Cooper Stadium at Keyes Field. Rick Dougal, Larry Workman, Gage Johnson in the Chase Toys Incorporated broadcast booth. 20-0 at the half. L-Dub, first half statistics.
Okay, for Mount Blue, in the first quarter they had 2 offensive yards. In the second quarter they had 32, total of 34 for the game. They got 5 yards rushing, 29 yards passing, and in that first half they had 5 possessions. 4 possessions were in Lawrence territory, and they came out with no points from that. They're going to look back at all these opportunities, and they couldn't push anything across.
Larry, 4 possessions inside the 35-yard line.
Yes.
I mean, they had a first down on that last possession inside, what, the 20? Or
25.
25.
Yeah.
And then they just went backwards on 4 consecutive plays.
But for Lawrence, they had 148 yards in that first quarter, 106 in that second quarter, total of 254 yards for the game, for the half. 254 on the ground on 25 carries. Individually, you had Garrett LeClaire, 6 carries, 86 yards. Keegan Littlefield, 10 carries, 95 yards, and 3 touchdowns. You got Jaden Hebert. I got him with 7 carries, 55 yards. Evan Bowers, 2 carries, 18 yards, and a big 17-yard scamper there to really get their offense going on that first touchdown drive.
That's true.
Their third possession of that first quarter. And Evan Bowers, 0 for 1 with 1 interception. He kind of, That's one of their mistakes. They fumbled on the next series. So they ran 3 plays and turned the ball over twice. And unfortunately for Mount Blue, they couldn't capitalize on that. So at halftime, Lawrence leads 20-0.
Yeah, you really got to tip your cap to the Lawrence defense. Really
Yes.
playing
That's the
well
best I've
tonight.
seen them play all year.
I mean, they are just shutting everything down. They keep moving Richards around. He's had a couple of nice plays, and they spread it around. Bradford had a beautiful play on a deep pass where he tipped it away. Garcia had a sack at the end of the half. Provost has been making plays. Jackson Boyle has been chipping in, just coming back from injury. So
Dawson Moore. He's been in with a handful of tackles this first half. Just getting a lot of outstanding plays. Everyone's just turning the knobs up a little bit for the playoffs.
Oh, just like the Shockers did on Monday when we took home title number 15.
It was great coaching, Rick. I think that's what it was.
Any question about that? Hannaford's hiring for all positions and offers flexible schedules for those leading an active life. Applying is easy. Just go to Hannaford.com and apply today. Central May Motors Auto Group, discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606.
I got Dylan Gray leading Mount Blue, 6 carries for 14 yards. Gary Hawkins, 3 for 8 for 29 yards in that first half. Obviously no touchdowns, no interceptions. They did not turn the ball over. If you ask the coaching staff for Mount Blue, you got two turnovers, and you had 4 out of your 5 possessions in that first half were in Lawrence territory. You were thinking, okay, we're ahead.
We're ahead.
Yeah.
Instead, you're trailing 20-0. Yeah, that just that keeps cutting into your will to win, if you will. When you keep getting, when you keep coming out with nothing.
Very big possession right here. If they can go down and score and get some momentum.
Well, they've had 2 excellent kickoff returns, so if they get another one here, I'm sure that's something that Coach Hersom talked about at halftime. Not sure who the special teams coach is on the Bulldogs.
They had a 52 and a 41-yard return.
Galkowski had them both. Probably wouldn't kick it to him, so they kick it to Gray. Gray makes the play at the 15-yard line. Right up the middle, Gray with a nice return all the way out to the Stevens makes the tackle at the 38-yard line, 1st and 10 for Mount Blue. Now, Dub, the podcast this week, we're going to talk about World Series MVPs, seeing how we're closing out the World Series here, and where are they now? Because I don't know about you, but I'm going to focus on, some of the MVPs that were, had no business being an MVP.
Usually it's a no-name.
1st and 10, Mount Blue. Harkins going to give it to Cousins. Cousins, nothing doing. McLean was there, but so was big Brady Richards having himself a ball game. Stevens as well was there for Lawrence, and the first play of the second half is a loss of 4. Or 3, I should say. 2nd and 13. I'll tell you right now, Brady Richards, with his size, if he works on his game and gets in the weight room, he's got Division I possibilities, as a football player. There's no question about it. Harkins, back to throw. Quick throw right side, caught. And McLean makes a nice play in space to bring down Carter Meter for a minimal gain. It's going to set up a 3rd down and 7 for the Cougars. Out-of-town scoreboard, by the way, 14-7 Skowhegan at the half, leading Messalonsky, and Falmouth leading 14-0 over Gorham. Harkins, back to throw, throws it over the middle, has a man open. Oh, nice catch. Down the sideline, Galkowski's going to get in the end zone for a touchdown. Nice adjustment by Galkowski to be able to make the catch, and then he just turned it up a notch and went right by McLean for the touchdown. There's a Dirigo Vet Care instant replay, and you said it, L-Dub. They needed a touchdown to start this second half off. Carter Meter will be on to attempt the extra point. It was a great catch by Galkowski. Not a really good throw. It was short, but he was able to turn and make the catch and just turn on the Jets. And the extra point is going to be no good. Oh, it's good. Oh, must have snuck just inside. Cannon Smith makes the extra point, the lefty, and the Cougars are on the board 20-7. Drive summary brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company with 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire and online at hammondlumber.com.
That was a 3-play, 61-yard drive by Mount Blue, and it was capped off by a 57-yard touchdown pass from Gary Hawkins to Roman Galkowski. The extra point is good, and with 10 minutes and 21 seconds left to go in the third quarter, Mount Blue cuts Lawrence's lead 20-7.
Boy, Galkowski has some speed. When he got by McLean, he was gonzo. Back deep for the Bulldogs. LeClaire. And Smith will kick it off.
And Smith took the kick off from Mount Blue. 5-yard LeClaire deep for the Bulldogs.
Little squib kick, and Stevens makes a nice play on a bad hop. Well, that thing almost hopped over his head. And Lawrence will have great field position at their own 42-yard line to start their first drive of the second half, leading 20-7.
Lawrence had 5 possessions in that first half. The first 2 possessions were turnovers, a interception, a fumble, and then the next 3 all touchdowns.
They send one receiver to the left, tight formation for Bowers. They give it right up the middle to Hebert. Hebert busts through. Hebert turns the corner, stiff arm, still churning the legs before he's finally ridden out of bounds at the 41-yard line of Mount Blue. Give him 16. And it's first down.
Jaden Hebert in that first half, 7 carries, 55 yards. 55 yards for Hebert. Littlefield had 95, and LeClaire had 86. Good chance maybe all 3 of them get over 100 yards.
First and 10 at the Mount Blue 43-yard line. I don't know
Bowers didn't have his
didn't have what?
He didn't have his mouthpiece in.
Oh, okay. So he has to come out of the game?
I guess so.
Jeez. Okay. That's like taking a kid out because his shirt's not tucked in basketball, right? McLean's going to be at quarterback. Takes the snap, going to hand it off. LeClaire looking for a block, scoots through, gets down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line.
Tackled by Carter Meter for the Cougars. Pick up of 8, second down and 2.
Second down and 2 for the Bulldogs. Opening drive for them of the second half. Mount Blue's opening drive resulted in their first touchdown of the game. It's 20-7. Bowers back in. Hands it off to LeClaire. LeClaire gets a block. LeClaire cuts it back inside. Flag down on the play. I think it's going to be a holding call on the Bulldogs, and it's coming back.
Spot foul. 10-yard penalty.
It's going to be 10 yards from the spot.
Sets up a 2nd and 6 for Lawrence at their 38.
Winner of this game will go down to Freiburg and take on Freiburg. Lawrence beat Freiburg earlier this year, 47-35, I believe. And Mount Blue lost 15-0. They pitch it to Hebert. Hebert turns the corner. Hebert cuts it inside. Spin move. And he's going to have a first down for Lawrence at the 30-yard line. Boy, there's a Dirigovec here instant replay. Hebert not used to getting those tosses. You know, he's usually, right up the gut, but showing a little speed there is Jaden Hebert.
Nice spin move by the sophomore. Fine looking back.
Well, they got some good young players on this team. Lawrence is going to be a force here in the next few years.
I imagine Bowers will go back to running
back, yeah, when Dangler's back next year. They're going to hand it off to Leclerc. Leclerc is going to be enveloped. Cousineau and Hayden were there for Mount Blue, but he picks up 3, 2nd down and 7.
Mount Blue hasn't used Cousineau running the ball. He's only carried the ball once.
Yeah, he carried it quite a bit last time, right?
Yeah. Him and Gray kind of split the carries.
Bowers under center. Going to give it to Leclerc. Leclerc has some room to roam. Leclerc cuts it back inside. Leclerc one man to beat to the end zone. And he finally gets tackled. Emmett Bailey makes the tackle from behind, but not before Leclerc gets all the way down to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Bulldogs, and the Cougars cannot stop them right now.
Garrett Leclerc just went over 1,000 yards for the season. That 22-yard run gives him 1,005 yards on the year.
Bowers going to give it to Littlefield. Littlefield into the end zone for his 4th touchdown of the year. Boy, Littlefield's going to be shaking hands with Hebert and Leclerc and saying, hey, thanks for toting the rock all the way down to the goal line. I'll take it from here, boys. His 4th touchdown of the game. This is the Dirigovec here. Instant replay, and McLaughlin will be on to attempt the extra point. Lawrence answers. Mount Blue score. They lead it 26-7. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is good. She sneaks it through. Drive summary brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company with 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire and online at hammondlumber.com.
It was a 6-play, 58-yard drive, and it was capped off by his 4th touchdown of the game. Keegan Littlefield scored from 5 yards out. The kick was good, and with 7 minutes and 32 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, Lawrence now leads 27-7.
Out-of-town scoreboard, Mesalonsky had tied it at 14, but then Mulcahy broke off a 50-yard run for a touchdown to put Skowhegan up 21-14. You knew he was going to make a difference in this game.
Lawrence just answered what Mount Blue, they came out, did what they had to do to get back into the game, and Lawrence, not so fast, my friend.
A little squib kick is going to go to Galkowski at the 25-yard line, and not much there as Lawrence able to bottle him up at the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. 7:26 to go here in the 3rd quarter. If you're just joining us, Lawrence turned the ball over twice. Their first 2 possessions resulted in turnovers, and Mount Blue had great opportunities inside the 35-yard line. They couldn't cash in. Lawrence finally scored. They scored 13 unanswered. Actually, 20 unanswered. It's a quick pass out, caught, and taken down from behind is Carter Meter by Dawson Moore, but it's a first down for Mount Blue. This short pass game has been successful for for the Cougars. First and 10 at their own 48-yard line. Harkins with Cousineau in the backfield. Back to throw. Quick throw right side, caught by Smith, but tackled immediately. Nice play by Bradford. Leighton Bradford was right on him as soon as he caught it. And they're just going to give him 2-yard gain. So it's 2nd and 8 for the Cougars.
Wow, I thought he caught the ball upfield a little bit more, about 3 yards.
Yeah, they didn't give him forward progress, did
No, they didn't. I don't know if he tried to make a play and that wipes it out, but
I don't know. I'll have to ask old Philly over there. He's the one making the call, right? 2nd and 8. 6:22 to go in a moving clock. Third quarter. Low snap. And Richards and Garcia set up a meeting at the quarterback. Yeah. The ball was a low snap, and Harkins scooped it up. As soon as he scooped it up, all he saw was this giant 7-7 in front of him, and he just enveloped him again. I think that's his 4th tackle for loss in the game so far for Brady Richards. 3rd down and 13. Another low snap. Harkins scoops it up, rolling, looking, trying to get outside. What a play by Provost! Provost chased him down from behind and tackles him for another loss, a loss of another 4, and it sets up a 4th down and 17 for the Cougars, and they're going to have to punt. Well, the Lawrence defense just seems to stiffen at just the right time. Low line drive kick. And scooped up by Littlefield, and he's tackled immediately. Dylan Gray got down there in a hurry for the Cougars and took him down. No return. And the Bulldogs take over at their own 29-yard line, leading at 27-7 with 59 seconds to go in the third quarter. Take away those 2 turnovers, Larry, and this is almost a perfect game by the Bulldogs. You're going to give it to LeClaire. LeClaire gets a block, cuts back inside. LeClaire gets dragged down by Cousineau, but not before he gets all the way out to the 47-yard line.
Another 17-yard gain by LeClaire. Nice job by Richards.
He's got to be averaging double-digit yards per carry, Larry, in this game.
Yes, he is. 10 carries. I get him 10 carries, 136 yards.
They give it to Hebert. Hebert has a hole. Hebert scoots through, cuts it back outside. Hebert still churning the legs, for he's finally pushed out of bounds at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, Bulldogs. Pure dominance on that offensive line right now.
Hebert, with that 28-yard gain, he's over 100. So the three-headed monster all have over 100 yards rushing on the night.
Littlefield has over 100 too?
He's got 100, exactly.
So I thought all he does is score touchdowns.
Well, he's doing that tonight. 4 touchdowns on 11 carries.
They give it to Hebert again, a big hole off the left side. And Hebert still churning the legs and finally going to be dragged down inside the 20 to the 17.
You know, Littlefield just telling them, hey, get it down close and I'll punch it in for you guys.
Yeah, exactly. They got to call somebody else's number down there. He's hogging all the glory tonight. Jackson O'Boyle in the game for Lawrence. They hand it off to LeClaire. He almost falls down. Good job of keeping his balance. But he's knocked down pretty hard by Gray, but not before the Bulldogs get a first down.
Resting on the 14-yard line.
Well, you got to call out this offensive line. Gabe Johnson, Ryland Smith, Ezra Richardson, Wyatt Graves, and Brady Richards are just dominating the front five here of Mount Blue. Every carry is taking. The Bulldogs are getting to the second level before they even get touched. Bowers going to give it to Hebert. Hebert, no place to go that time. Hayden was right there, number 60.
Even on the carry.
And actually, one of the few times the Bulldogs have lost yardage on a run play. I can see why now, because Richards wasn't in there. No wonder. They lose a yard at 2nd and 11. 2:25 to go on a moving clock in the third, leading by 20, 27-7. Bowers going to hand it off to LeClaire. LeClaire makes a nice cut at the line of scrimmage. LeClaire gets outside. LeClaire to the end zone. Touchdown. Oh, what a play by Garrett LeClaire. He was inside, then he cut it outside. Here's the Dirigo Vet Care instant replay, and no one could get him as he turned on the afterburners. And finally, somebody besides Keegan Littlefield scores a touchdown. 33-7 pending the extra point by McLaughlin. Lawrence has scored on every possession since the first two possessions resulted in turnovers. McLaughlin, up and good.
And the kick is good.
Drive summary brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company with 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire and online at hammondlumber.com.
Okay, for Lawrence, that was a 6-play, 70-yard drive, and it was capped off by a 15-yard touchdown run by Garrett LeClaire. The extra point is good, is no good. And with...
Extra point was no good?
Oh, okay, good. Okay. The extra point was good, and with 59 seconds left to go in the third quarter, Lawrence now leads 34-7.
Quite the development over in Oakland, L-Dub. Mesalonsky has scored 14 unanswered to take a 28-21 lead. Tatum Doucette with a 60-yard run and then a 60-yard passing touchdown on back-to-back possessions. Mesalonsky leads at 28-21 with 4:30 to go in the third quarter. Over here, 59 seconds to go in this third quarter, and the Bulldogs leading 34-7. Little squib kick. It's going to be scooped up by Galkowski. Looking for a seam. Galkowski is going to be pulled down at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 Cougars.
Made by Keegan Littlefield.
.152 to go here in this third quarter. 4 receiver set for the Cougars. Harkins, quick throw, caught by Meter, and Meter going to pick up about 7 before he gets ridden out of bounds by Leighton Bradford.
Harkins 8 for 13 for 115 yards and a touchdown.
They send Twins to the right and left. Gray, the lone setback. Harkins, another low snap, and batted down. Garcia came flying in and batted that one down. It's going to be 3rd and 4. Here's the Dirigo Vet Care instant replay.
Boy, with them rushing upfield, nice screen pass right behind the line would, like Coney, what they did to Skowhegan. They had that perfection.
Yeah. 3rd and 5 here for Mount Blue. They trail 34-7. Harkins, same formation. Takes a snap. Quick throw. And I think the catch is made. It is made by Smith. Oh, actually, it was Meter on the catch. They had two receivers in the area, but it is a first down.
Nice job by Harkins, taking what the defense has given him.
1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. Same formation here for Harkins. Takes a snap, looking, quick throw. Caught by Galkowski, and he's buried immediately. Keegan Littlefield comes up from his safety spot.
You know, Lawrence will let him do this,
Oh, yeah.
4, 5, 6.
Running time, right?
Yep.
Ball is at the Lawrence 47-yard line. Time is the enemy of the Cougars right now. Same formation. Twins to the right and left. Gray, the lone setback. Harkins. Galkowski goes in motion. Harkins back to throw. Under pressure. Oh! Richards came flying off the edge and batted that one down, the big fella. Here's the Dirigo Vec here, instant replay. He went right by number 63. I don't have a 63 for Mount Blue. Whoever he is. Richards went by him like he was standing still and bats it down. So it's 3rd and 5 for the Cougars. .8 to go in the quarter. Galkowski in motion again. They're going to give it right up the middle. Gray, and not much there. Garcia was there, as well as Jaden Hebert's having a nice game on both sides of the ball. Sets up a 4th down and 3. I'm not sure if they're going to get another playoff before the end of the quarter. It doesn't look it. End of 3 from Kai's Field at P. Cooper Stadium. 34-7. Bulldogs back after this.
Building a new home or garage or expanding your current living space, the Home Planning Center specialist at Hammond Lumber Company are here to help. Bring them your ideas and explore Hammond's digital library of stock drawings for more inspiration. Hammond's drafting department will provide a customized floor plan. Once you approve the design, you'll receive detailed plans and a complete materials list. And when you buy all your materials from them, Hammond will refund all your design fees. To get started, bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Here we go. Here we go.
Try not to make it lame, Rob.
Oh my God! Yeah! And that's that ski-doo feeling, mother.
Harkins going to keep it himself, and he's going to get close to the first down. Not sure. It's going to depend on the mark. And looks like Jeff Mertzel is going to give him the first down. 3rd quarter stats, L-Dub.
Okay, for Mount Blue, they had 90 yards of total offense in that 3rd quarter for a total of 124. They got -4 yards rushing, 128 yards passing. I'll tell you, Lawrence is after this play.
Rolling to his right, looking downfield, throws it up, and it's caught! Meter made a beautiful adjustment to the ball. Here's the Dirigo Vec here, instant replay. And oh, there was a flag down on the play. Holding. Oh, another huge error here by Mount Blue, as that's the 2nd time they've had a big play called back, L-Dub. due to a holding call.
That takes away a 27-yard completion. Mita with a great catch. Okay, for Lawrence, they had 142 yards in that third quarter. For the game, they've got 396 all on the ground and 37 carries, 396 yards. LeClaire's got 12 carries. Littlefield has 11 carries, and Hebert has 12 carries.
Those have 400 yards rushing?
Yeah.
Wow. Unbelievable. Quick throw, knocked down again. This time Garcia.
That's their fifth time they've knocked a pass down in this game.
Here's the Dirigo Vet Care instant replay. Garcia getting upfield with Provost and able to knock it down. I'm sure that's something that Coach Hersom told them in practice, L-Dub, because Harkins is a little bit short for a quarterback. And, it's hard to get it over those big outstretched hands of those linemen.
Especially when you're doing, quick outs. If you're not going to get there, get your hand up and
Exactly.
raise some havoc.
Second down and 20. They hand it off, and nothing there. Jackson O'Boyle there, and you know who? Brady Richards. Well, Richards got to be tired after the game. He is just, what a season he's had on defense. It seems like every week he gets a little bit better, and you don't think he could get any better, and then he steps it up another level.
Offensively too, he does a lot of pulling at the guard. Normally you would think he would be a tackle, but they play him at guard.
I know, yeah. So he's out in front a lot.
Yes.
Third down and 23 for Mount Blue. Hawkins has two receivers to the right, one to the left. Cousineau in the slot to the left. And he is going to, I think that's going to be intentional grounding, and it is. Garcia came flying in from the right side on a blitz, and Harkins didn't even know what was happening.
They were so worried with Richards over on that side, Rick, that, he was untouched.
That's going to be a loss of down, so it'll be fourth down, and Mount Blue will have to punt. Harkins didn't know what to do. He just threw it into the ground. He's trying to make his case that Cousineau was in the area, but nobody was in the area.
5-yard penalty from the spot.
Littlefield will be back. Lawrence going to get great field position here as Littlefield stands at his own 42-yard line. Meter will be doing the punting for Mount Blue. High snap, nice play. High kick, and it's going to come down at the 50 and take a Lawrence bounce before Cannon Smith makes the play. Lawrence will have the ball at midfield, leading it 34-7.
This is their third possession of the second half. Their other two possessions, one was a 58-yard touchdown drive. The other one was a 70-yard touchdown drive.
Bowers under center, barks out the signals, gives it right up the middle to Hebert. And Mount Blue not fooled on that play, as Hebert's just going to get a couple, make it 2nd and 8. All kinds of misdirection on that play. I was looking out over behind the line of scrimmage. I didn't even know Hebert had the ball. They had me fooled, L-Dub. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? I'm assuming you can because you didn't answer. Bowers going to give it to LeClaire. LeClaire gets around the corner. LeClaire getting a block down the side. It's Littlefield. Littlefield down the sideline. He finally gets pushed out of bounds. Nice job on the corner there. Trey LeClaire made a beautiful block and sprung Littlefield down the sideline for a
38-yard
38-yard scamper.
First and goal, Lawrence at the 10.
First and goal for the Bulldogs at the 10-yard line, trying to add to their 34-7 lead. Boy, the way this game has started, it's funny, Larry. We just did the Messalonsky game last week, and it started really bad for Lawrence in that game as well. But boy, they just turned on the afterburners here, and it's been all Bulldogs. They handed up the middle, Littlefield in for his 5th touchdown of the game. Keegan Littlefield have a ball game. That's the 3rd touchdown, Larry, that he hasn't even been touched. Here's the Dirigo Beck here, instant replay. Look at this blocking up front. Look at that hole. Going downfield, Ryder Provost is ready to lay somebody out in the end zone. He looked down, he said, oh, I'm in the end zone. I guess we're good. So this time they send Braden Hebert out to attempt the extra point. Well, Lawrence got a bunch of kickers on this team, don't they? You got McLaughlin. You've got this kid, Hebert. And you also have Pellerin, who can kick. And it is no good. Well, I said he could kick, but maybe not. Drive Summary brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company with 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire and online at hammondlumber.com.
Well, that only took Lawrence 3 plays. They went 50 yards, and Keegan Littlefield found the dog pound again. His 5th touchdown of the game, and with 9 minutes and 14 seconds left to go in the game, Lawrence now leads 40-7. That was a 10-yard touchdown run.
Transform your backyard into the ultimate oasis with Aquarius Pools and Spas. From custom pools to relaxing hot tubs, they deliver quality, comfort, and style built to last. Let Aquarius Pools and Spas help you create memories that will last a lifetime. Call 872-5827. Dixon's Country Market. No matter what you're craving, Dixon's has your fixins. Located on the Neck Road in Benton. Check out their Facebook page for daily specials. To order ahead, call 453-9547.
So next Friday, Lawrence will be taking the trip to Freiburg.
Ooh, that's a haul. 2nd long trip. Short kick is going to be pounced on by Emmett Bailey. Lawrence got tired of Skowhegan. Looks like they're getting ready to score again. Lawrence got tired of Galkowski returning the ball 50 yards every time, so now they've just squibbed it down every time, and it's been working out.
This will be obviously the last senior game for the seniors for Lawrence on their field. They had 12 men on the field.
Oh, okay. It's like Coach Hersom has brought in some subs here. Up the middle, not much there. Stevens on the tackle for the Bulldogs. Cousineau picks up a couple. It's 2nd down and 2 for Mount Blue. Just under 9 minutes to go in this ball game. Lawrence leading it 40-7. They scored 20 unanswered before Mount Blue came out in the second half and scored on their opening possession to make it a ball game. And Lawrence went right down and scored again. And now they've scored 20 more unanswered to make it 40-7. Harkin's going to hand it to Cousineau. He's going to have a 1st down. Mansfield there on the tackle. Also there is Miles Provost. 1st down in Lawrence territory at the 48-yard line of the Bulldogs. Think the Bulldogs can go down and beat Freiburg again, L-Dub?
Yeah, they put up 47 points. Their offense they got to get off to a better start. They can't go down there and turn the ball over like they did tonight. and get off the poor starts like we've seen them in the first quarter. They make adjustments and then they, then they find their way and, play pretty good ball the rest of the way.
Harkins makes something out of nothing on that play. Able to pick up about 4 to make it 2nd and 6. Really should have been tackled in the backfield. Made a couple of nifty moves to. Looks like the remaining starters for the Bulldogs coming out now. The whole second team in there. They hand it off to Gray. Gray has some room. Big hole. Gray rumbles down inside close to the 20-yard line. Give him the 19. First down, Mount Blue.
Biggest run of the game for Gray and the Mount Blue running game, 25 yards.
$7:07 to go. On a moving clock here in the fourth quarter, 40-7 Bulldogs. Cougars knocking on the door. 1st and 10 at the Lawrence 19. They give it to Gray again, right up the middle. And he's going to get down close to the 13-yard line. Ben Murphy was able to make the tackle for the Bulldogs.
Tackle for the Bulldogs. Pick up of 6. 2nd down and 4.
Cousineau in the backfield with Gray. Harkins takes a snap, low snap, gives it to Cousineau. Right up the middle, Cousineau in for a Mount Blue touchdown.
For the score.
Well, Mount Blue's first team able to score on Lawrence's second team. Mount Blue will attempt the extra point. Smith, the lefty, will try to attempt the extra point here. Made his first one. Good snap, good hold. And did he get it through? He did.
It's good.
Drive summary brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company with 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire and online at hammondlumber.com.
That was a 6-play, 62-yard drive, and Reed Cousineau with a 13-yard touchdown run. The extra point was good, and with 6 minutes and 14 seconds left to go in the game, Lawrence leads 40-14 over Mount Blue.
A car accident can change your life in an instant. One moment you're driving, the next you're injured, dealing with medical bills, missed work, and pain that robs from your quality of life. If an injury has been forced into your life, contact the law firm of Jobber La Liberty for a free case evaluation. Protect yourself, protect your future. Call 707-1359.
We'll see if Mount Blue tries to onside kick this. Try to get the ball back.
In Oakland, they're tied at 28 with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. That other quarterfinal, the winner of that game gets, they got lucky. They get Coney.
Yeah. What have they done this year?
Yeah, they're pretty good. Who doesn't love saving money? At Dosty's Tire Depot in Waterville, they're all about keeping more green in your wallet. They carry tires for cars, trucks, and commercial vehicles at prices you'll love. Visit them today at 218 College Avenue or call 806-5003. That's 806-5003. Dosty's Tire Depot, where the savings roll on. So, Larry, I thought the unwritten rule was when one team puts a second team in, the other team puts their second team in. No?
Well, somewhat, but, maybe Mount Blue wanted, some of the seniors to get one last drive together and go off being successful, on that drive. I don't know.
Well, they still got the starters in on defense.
So it all depends what you believe in.
Yeah.
If you feel your kids can't compete then I would have a problem with it. But if you feel your kids can compete, Lawrence has their first.
Yeah, Lawrence has said, okay, you want to have your first team in?
Yeah.
We'll put our first team in. Yeah.
It's coach. You don't worry about that crap.
Second down and 3. Okay, well, I was just asking. You don't have to be so flippant about it. Yeah. In other words, why don't you just tell me to shut up? And hand it off to Littlefield. He has a nice gain.
Safety. That's the only thing. If you you feel that your kids are at a disadvantage, then I would have a problem. But other than that, let's play. Let's get it on.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. 5:08 to go on a moving clock here. Lawrence is going to move on and take on Freiburg next week. Game that they won earlier this year. Oh, you think about this team, they have two games that they lost on the last possession. They really should be 6-2 right now.
And they should be hosting, say, a Freiburg or.
Right. They're going to give it right up the middle to Dawson Moore and
get the senior carrier too.
Yep.
I think they were going to use him a lot more running the ball, and he got a concussion. I believe it was in the Bangor game.
Yeah.
And Hebert kind of stepped in and started to play well. And
it's just like, some coaches like to have 1 or 2 running backs. This team always seems to have like 5 or 6.
Yeah,
they could start anywhere.
They spread the ball around. That makes it so dangerous.
2nd and 9 as try to run some clock here. They're going to give it to the new running back in the game, still on his feet, making some nice moves, Hayden Lockhart. And he's going to get, looks like about 5 or 6. It will set up a 3rd down and about 6.
Might have to teach the young man to stay in bounds, but
Yeah, exactly. Trying to run some clock here.
Lawrence hasn't punted yet, so see what they do on this 3rd down.
Bowers will be under center. Marks out the signals. Handoff. Up the middle. 1st down and more. Still driving the legs. And a flag comes in late after Hunter Curtis gets a 1st down. I think he's going to be a little unsportsmanlike there on Mount Blue. Face mask.
On Mount Blue.
Going to add another 10. Oh no, it's 5. It's the inadvertent
face mask.
But the Bulldogs convert on 3rd and long and set up a 1st down at the Mount Blue 34-yard line, leading 40-14. Clock continues to roll, 3:30 to go. Dawson Moore, the lone setback behind Bowers. They're going to give it to him, and he gets met right as soon as he gets the ball. Nice job by Jacoby Corey, or Jacob Corey, I should say, who shot the gap and met Moore, and Moore did a great job to hold on to that because he got hit as soon as he got the ball. Loss of a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 11. Same formation here. Curtis to the right of Bowers. Going to give it to Curtis. Curtis up the middle. Curtis still churning the legs. Gets inside the 25. And actually, they're going to give him just the 25. And it's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Bulldogs.
Hunter Curtis, a junior, running hard.
They send one receiver wide to the right. Bowers gives it right up the middle. Moore with a stiff arm. Moore still churning the legs. Dawson Moore. First down and more as he gets down. See what I did there?
More.
Yeah, first down and more. It's the Dirigo Vet Care instant replay. Nice job of hand fighting and winning with Meter. Winning!
Yeah, he did a nice job. He got the ball to the outside arm and then used the stiff arm to keep the defender away. 13-yard run by Dawson Moore.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line of Mount Blue. Bulldogs looking to add to their 40-14 lead. And here's a class act right here. This is what I'm talking about, L-Dub. If you remember earlier this year, we were over in Waterville and Yarmouth, with 30 seconds to go in the game, punched one in when they had 1st and goal. And they were leading by quite a bit at the time. I think it was 64-20, something like that. And I said, what's wrong with going into victory formation? Here's what a classy coach does. John Hersom. He's going to take a knee when he could easily go in and score again. One more time, and the Bulldogs will collect a 40-14 win. Not sure what is going on the sideline there with Coach Craig Collins talking to Mertzel.
I think he wants to get a kid in.
25.9 seconds to go in the game. They go over and talk to Coach Hersom. As I said, we'll probably be over in Winslow next Saturday as the Black Raiders will play in the Class D. They'll open their playoff run. The number 2 seed Black Raiders will open their playoff run in the semifinals. They'll take on the winner of Madison and Maranacook. So we'll be over in Winslow for that game. And I think that will close out our football season, but we got a heck of a basketball season coming up. You got Maddie Provost coming back for the Bulldogs this year, the Lady Bulldogs. They're going to be very, very good. I think the boys are going to be improved, L-Dub. Waterville, I think, is going to be better, the boys especially. Yeah, Dawson Moore is waiting, and he gets taken down. The big fella, Keegan Parker, into the ball game, came out of nowhere and took Dawson Moore down. And that's how this one is going to end.
It's a great scene right there.
Bulldogs get the win, 40-14. They move on to next week's semifinal matchup with Freiburg. We'll take a break, come back, and give you all the post-game awards and stats right after this. All right, Eldon.
Sledding's fun. Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity. And call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
When you're ready to remodel your kitchen, find all the materials and services you need at Hammond Lumber Company. Get inspired by the extensive in-store displays in Hammond's kitchen, bath, and flooring division. Hammond's designers will help you visualize your space before the work begins. And all design fees are refunded when you purchase your materials from them. And Hammond delivers from 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. When it's time for a new kitchen, it's time to bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
Welcome back to a joyous P. Cooper Stadium at Keyes Field. Rick Dougal, Larry Workman, Gage Johnson in the Chase Toys Incorporated broadcast booth. The Bulldogs had a tough start again. Couple of turnovers. Thankfully, Mount Blue could not capitalize on those turnovers, and they did not score any points. And finally, when the Bulldog offense got going, it was all Bulldogs as they run away with a 40-14 win. Let's get our post-game awards done first. Our precision play of the game is brought to you by Chase Toys, where they only have precision brands like Polaris ATVs, Skidoo snowmobiles, Lynx snowmobiles, Climb apparel, plus Toro and Husqvarna lawn and garden equipment. See what's available on the Thorndike Road in Unity or online at chasetoysinc.com. This is going to be a play on words, LW.
Okay.
Because
normally, paint the picture.
Normally, it's the play, meaning one play that was outstanding. And we could have picked a bunch of plays, but we decided that the play of the Lawrence defense is the play of the game because they really stepped it up, especially with those 2 turnovers. There was another play that young Bradford made, knocking down a pass that should have been a touchdown. So we're going to give it to the Lawrence defense is the play of the game.
I like it.
And our player of the game is brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company with 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire and online at hammondlumber.com.
We're going to give that one to Keegan Littlefield, the junior. 14 carries, 154 yards, and not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 touchdowns. Keegan Littlefield is our Hammond Lumber player of the game.
Ooh, what a game by Littlefield, too, and what a game by the 3-headed monster.
Oh, yes, we'll get into that.
We're going to get to those stats here with our post-game stats are also brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company with 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire and online at hammondlumber.com. You folks out there are very lucky to have the stats brought to you by, that's right, Belgrade Central's.
You're
What am I?
speechless.
Yeah, let me see. Belgrade Central's favorite son.
There we go.
Larry Thomas Workman.
Thank you, Rick. For Mount Blue, they finished the season at 1-8. Craig Collins' first year. Hopefully he's going to get some steps in the right directions and rebuild this program over in Farmington. For the game, they had 182 yards, 54 yards on the ground, 128 yards in the air. Individually, Dylan Gray led the way, 10 carries, 45 yards. Gary Hawkins, the quarterback, the senior quarterback, 10 for 19, 128 yards, and 1 touchdown. For Lawrence, they go to 5-4 on the season. Their next game is next Friday night in Freiburg as they take on the Freiburg. What is the Freiburg? Raiders.
I don't know. The Raiders.
The Raiders.
Oh, the Raiders.
For the game, they had 496 yards total offense.
You know, I thought
48 carries.
I was thinking, can they get to 500 yards when you said that they were almost at 400? And then I think Littlefield busted that long run, which I knew put them over 400. And I said, there's no way they get to over 500, but they almost did.
They almost did. 496 yards on 48 carries. No yards passing. They attempted 1 pass. Didn't go their way. So they said, we're going to,
Old school.
Let's just run. And run they did.
Earl Pete
Baby, we
is
were born.
watching from above.
Baby, we were born to run.
Oh, your boy.
Bruce.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, get some Bruce
We
in
had
there.
to have that.
Individually, Garrett Leclerc, I had him with 13 carries, 160 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Plus, he went over 1,000 for the
Yes, he
season,
did.
right?
He's over 1,000. He has 1,046 on the season so far. You had Jaden Hebert, the sophomore, 13 carries, 126 yards. And you had Keegan Littlefield, 14 carries, 154 yards, and 5 touchdowns, the juniors. So they got a senior, junior, and a sophomore running back.
It's crazy.
So, they LeClaire had 13 carries, Littlefield 14, and Hebert 13. That's just amazing. That
Bowers only had 1 carry, right?
Yeah, 2 carries. He
Oh, he
had
did.
one for 1 yard. He had that big 17-yard
That
run.
was huge because
That was
got their
third down.
Yeah, that got their offense going
Yep.
because they hadn't gotten much going, obviously with the 2 turnovers, but that got them going, and then there was no stopping them after that.
Yeah, and their defense, like you said, the play of the defense was outstanding. Other than that 57-yard, touchdown pass to Galkowski, Lawrence really controlled. That's the best I've seen their defense play all year.
Yeah, no question about it. Again, your final score 40-14. The Bulldogs move on in the Class B North playoffs. They'll go to Freiburg next week. Mount Blue ends their season. Let's see if we have an update from Oakland before we get out of here.
And go Blue Jays.
That's right. 1:43 to go in the ball game. No, it's a final. Mesolonsky moves on. 35-28. What do they get for a great victory?
Hey, you go down to play Coney.
A team that beat him 50 something?
It was 40. It was 41-0 at halftime, and Coney took out their starters at half. I think it's 47-0.
Now it was early in the
Yes,
season,
it was.
so, but I just don't see anybody touching Coney on this side of the bracket. That's for sure.
Nope, they're great.
So for Gage Johnson and Larry Workman, I'm Rick Dougal. Have a great Halloween night, everybody.
While most of you are enjoying your time in the sun, at Chase Toys in Unity, we're always thinking winter. If you've ever thought about getting a new Ski-Doo snowmobile, right now is the right time to grab a new sled. Visit ChaseToysInc.com today for the best selection. You can even order online to get that Ski-Doo feeling. And don't forget the Ski-Doo accessories too. Keeps you styling while it keeps you warm. Don't be a last-minute Lucy. Visit ChaseToysInc.com today and hit the trails with Ski-Doo and Chase Toys in Unity.
Reddington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access, community hospital, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net. Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information, or scan the QR code below. Dosty's Towing on the Bangor Road in Benton isn't just a towing service. Dosty's Towing provides all manner of roadside assistance, including light to heavy duty towing, roadside mechanic service, and off-road recovery. Once you're towed, Dosty's can provide collision and engine repair. If your vehicle just needs maintenance, Dosty's also offers top-notch service, including brakes, tires, and any other major or minor engine repair. From 24-hour roadside assistance to vehicle repair, Dosty's has it all. Call 805-6372, 24 hours a day. No matter what you're craving, Dixon's has your fixins. On the Neck Road in Benton. Check out our Facebook page for our daily specials. Craving coffee or a sweet treat? Here's your chance. Simply scan the QR code below and sign up for your chance to win a $5 Dunkin' gift card. Hurry, don't miss out on this quick and easy way to treat yourself. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Ready to grow your business to an epic level? Place your business ad here on this live broadcast. Contact the staff at Epic View Studios for a custom marketing plan that will directly market your business to our local community. We have a variety of budget-friendly plans that will fit your needs. Email the staff at Epic View Studios today.
Building a new home or garage or expanding your current living space, the Home Planning Center specialist at Hammond Lumber Company are here to help. Bring them your ideas and explore Hammond's digital library of stock drawings for more inspiration. Hammond's drafting department will provide a customized floor plan. Once you approve the design, you'll receive detailed plans and a complete materials list. And when you buy all your materials from them, Hammond will refund all your design fees. To get started, bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Here we go. Here we go.
Try not to make it lame, Rob.
Oh my God! Yeah! And that's that ski-doo feeling, mother.
Sledding's fun.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
When you're ready to remodel your kitchen, find all the materials and services you need at Hammond Lumber Company. Get inspired by the extensive in-store displays in Hammond's kitchen, bath, and flooring division. Hammond's designers will help you visualize your space before the work begins. And all design fees are refunded when you purchase your materials from them. And Hammond delivers from 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. When it's time for a new kitchen, it's time to bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow. Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
While most of you are enjoying your time in the sun, at Chase Toys in Unity, we're always thinking winter. If you've ever thought about getting a new Ski-Doo snowmobile, right now is the right time to grab a new sled. Visit ChaseToysInc.com today for the best selection. You can even order online to get that Ski-Doo feeling. And don't forget the Ski-Doo accessories too. Keeps you styling while it keeps you warm. Don't be a last-minute Lucy. Visit ChaseToysInc.com today and hit the trails with Ski-Doo and Chase Toys in Unity.